Fall starts later this week, officially by the calendar. Mother Nature forgot to get the memo, though. We'll show you how summer rolls on in a moment.
As the clerk continues to recover at UK Hospital, Lexington police putting out some new information today in hopes of catching the people they believe are responsible for the attempted robbery and shooting that happened here Saturday night.
And a young man is dead after crashing his motorcycle in Lexington this morning. News at 4. Amber Philpott reporting. Thursday might be the first day of autumn, but there is no fall-like feel in the air just yet. Here's a live look at downtown Lexington now. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey on this Monday. Hi, Chris.
Hi, Amber. Hope you had a good weekend. Hope everybody had a good weekend out there. We got a little drink of water. Temperatures coming down a little bit as well. And now it's back to reality as summer continues to sizzle here across the Bluegrass State. Live look outside. We were showing you downtown a moment ago, Hamburg Pavilion, and we had a lot of low clouds, a lot of fog early in the day. And where we had the low clouds and fog, central and eastern Kentucky, upper 70s to low 80s out there. Farther to the west, where you had more sunshine, a lot of middle 80s continuing to show up. Defender radar network, nothing out there. Had a little misty shower or two to start out the day into parts of central and eastern Kentucky. And I could still see one little light shower trying to pop up across the mountains of southeastern Kentucky. But over the next couple of days, it's high pressure that is on top of the area, and that warm air to our west, the really warm air, is going to kind of come around the back edge of that high. Though we'll watch that little area of low pressure off the southeastern seaboard. That's what's left of our tropical system. Some of that juice may try to get into southeastern Kentucky. We will look for anything that resembles fall in your 7-day forecast, Amber, and we're going to have to squint to see anything that looks like fall here in just a few minutes.
All right, Chris, thank you. We are learning more this afternoon about a Lexington gas station clerk who was shot while on the job. Charles Moore's family says the Marine Corps veteran was in critical condition after being shot several times Saturday night inside the Marathon on Lansdowne Drive. Police are still looking for 3 suspects. WKYT's Hillary Thornton has more on the investigation. It's our top story at 4.
Family members of the clerk who was shot here at this Marathon gas station along Lansdowne Drive say he is making some progress at UK Hospital, but certainly has a long road ahead. Police say Charles Moore, known by many as Chuck, was shot multiple times on Saturday during the attempted robbery. At this point, the only information released by police about the suspects is that they believe 3 men are responsible. 2 who went inside when Moore was shot, and a 3rd who waited outside with their getaway vehicle. We are told investigators are reviewing surveillance images from the Marathon station and the Shell station at Lexington Green, where police believe the same group could be responsible for an armed robbery that happened shortly before the shooting. Those surveillance pictures have not been released. Meanwhile, Moore remains at University of Kentucky Hospital, where family members say he is stable but considered in critical condition. Family says Moore loves his job and was a quick friend to all of his customers. We are told the veteran, who proudly served in the Marines, has undergone 2 surgeries so far. Family members expect medical bills to continue piling up. They're also raising money for the care of Moore's dogs. The 49-year-old, a dog lover who has fostered several dogs, is currently caring for 2, both with their own medical needs. They say Chuck is the family member who finds the good in any situation, and that he definitely did not deserve what happened to him here on Saturday night. In Lexington, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
Police say they have recovered a stolen vehicle that was used in one of Saturday's robberies. And there's been another Lexington gas station robbery. This time it was the Speedway on New Circle and Meadow Lane. Police say just before 2 this morning, clerk was outside when a man came up to him and forced him behind the counter. The suspect got away with some cash. Weather may have contributed to a deadly motorcycle crash in Lexington earlier today. It happened around 7 this morning on DeLong Road off Tates Creek Road in southern Fayette County. Police say the motorcyclist, 21-year-old David Tereshnia, lost control and crashed into a wooden fence. A doctor on his way to work saw the man down on the side of the road and tried to save his life but couldn't. Officers say the victim died before first responders arrived. The coroner says the man died from head injuries and that he was not wearing a helmet. Police say the cause of the crash was weather-related, as it was very foggy at the time of that accident. We are working on a number of other stories for you starting at 4:30. WKYT Sam Dick joins us now from the newsroom with a look at some of the news in progress. Hello, Sam.
Good afternoon, Amber. Employees at a Central Kentucky store were forced into a freezer during a robbery. It happened early Sunday morning at Little Caesars Pizza on Versailles Road in Frankfort. Police say the two gunmen wearing ski masks forced the employees to the ground and made one of them open the safe. The men then forced the workers into the walk-in freezer. Police say the gunmen stole cash and an employee's cell phone, which was found in a nearby neighborhood. Our Kristen Kendi will have an update on that investigation on WKYT News at 4:30. There's been a wave of creepy clown sightings across the South, and now it's creeping into Kentucky. These are pictures posted on Facebook. You can see someone dressed in clown garb in London near the Hal Rogers Parkway. Jamie Hill, who posted the picture, says the clown looked like it was straight out of a horror movie. We'll have reaction from police and others ahead on WKYT News at 5 o'clock. Over in Scott County, Garth Elementary is celebrating an impressive milestone this week as the school turns 90. Today, students and staff mark the occasion by dressing up as 90-year-olds, sporting wrinkles, canes, powdered hair, and walkers. The staff tells us that while working in a 90-year-old building has its own set of challenges, they wouldn't trade the history of the building for anything.
We moved here when my daughter was in kindergarten. She's a junior in college now. We celebrated 75 when she was a kindergartner, and now my youngest is a fifth grader, and this is his last year here. And it's just amazing the love that people have for this building in this area. It's wonderful.
The fun continues tomorrow with a school-wide 90th birthday party, and the teachers tell us they will have cupcakes for everyone. How about that? That's a look at some of the news in progress on this Monday. Amber, back to you.
Sam, thank you. Now to some stories making headlines across the nation at 4. A 28-year-old man is now in custody after authorities named him this morning as a suspect in Saturday's bombings in New York City and in Seaside Park, New Jersey. Karen Kafa is in Manhattan's Chelsea neighborhood, the site of that Saturday night blast, with the very latest.
We have every reason to believe this was an act of terror.
On Monday morning, the NYPD and FBI released a photo of Ahmed Khan Rahami and asked the public for help in finding him. In a matter of hours, he was in custody after a shootout with police.
Now that we have this suspect in custody, the investigation can focus on other aspects, such as whether this individual acted alone and what his motivations may have been.
The 28-year-old suspect believed to be seen on surveillance cameras near the Chelsea bombing site Saturday night, rolling a duffel bag. He is a naturalized U.S. citizen from Afghanistan. Saturday's explosion left 29 people injured. All have been released from the hospital. Authorities say a backpack of explosives was found at Rahami's last known address in Elizabeth, New Jersey. Sought in connection with 3 bombings, he was added to terror watch lists to help stop him from leaving the country. Police tracked him down in Linden, New Jersey, near Elizabeth.
We have directly linked Rahami to devices from New York and from Saturday in New Jersey.
The manhunt an extra wrinkle during a week that already demands greater security here. The United Nations General Assembly has brought a number of world leaders and foreign dignitaries to town, including President Obama.
We all have a role to play as citizens in making sure that we don't succumb to that fear. And there's no better example of that than the people of New York and New Jersey.
Authorities say at this time there is no indication that a terror cell is operating in the New York area. In New York, I'm Karen Kafa.
Millions of drivers across the South may be spending a little more at the gas pump this month. It is due to a partial leak in an East Coast pipeline. Part of the Colonial Pipeline, which runs from Houston to New York, has been closed since September 9th. Officials say there is a leak in the pipe near Birmingham, Alabama. People in the Carolinas, Alabama, Georgia, Mississippi, and Tennessee are expected to see the biggest price increases. Gas shortages are also possible. Kentucky was not on the list of expected price increases. The pipeline's operator said full service will be restored next week. And the governor of Florida says Miami's Wynwood Arts District is no longer considered an active Zika transmission zone. That neighborhood was the first place in the U.S. mainland to have mosquitoes transmitting the virus to people. Governor Rick Scott says it has now been 45 days since the last Zika infection there. Scott says aggressive mosquito control and cooperation from residents and businesses that drained standing water helped stop the spread of Zika. A popular Lexington restaurant group is closing 2 of its restaurants. The reason why, ahead for you in WKYT Money Watch. And the iPhone 7 came out last week, and users have already noticed a problem. That's coming up.
Keep up with the latest news on WKYT.com. Join the conversation on Twitter and become a part of the WKYT Facebook family.
Welcome back in. Bluegrass Hospitality Group has announced it is closing Sal's Chop House and Meats Barbecue Market in Lansdowne Shops on Tates Creek Road. That begins today's Money Watch. They say they're closing the locations to double the size of Malone's Banquets facility. Sal's and Meats Barbecue Market will officially close Sunday. The new expanded space is scheduled to open in November. Consumer prices moved higher last month. The Department of Labor's Consumer Price Index increased 0.2% in August, despite food and energy prices remaining unchanged. One driver of higher cost medical bills, which had the largest one-month increase in 32 years. Apple's new iPhone 7s are nearly sold out, but some early users are getting an earful. Some have taken to social media to complain to the phone that it's creating a hissing sound, especially when they're subjected to a heavy processor workload. It was the busiest July ever on U.S. roadways. The Department of Transportation says drivers logged 287.5 billion miles in July. That's 2% more than last year and puts 2016 on pace to be a record year for driving as gas prices remain lower. The future of Lyft is driving itself. The company's CEO predicts that in the next 5 years, most of the rides provided by the ride-hailing app will be in self-driving vehicles. John Zimmer also thinks the convenience of ride-sharing services will make car ownership a thing of the past.
They are size 15 shoes belonging to Tayshaun Prince. How you can win them and help a very special cause. That's when we return here on WKYT.
Well, summer leaving a big footprint around here as well as we get ready to roll into fall. I've got another 90-degree day lurking. We'll show you when next.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey.
Coming up, a weekend that featured some much-needed rains across the area and a little better air. Now we're starting to steam it back up as we roll forward, and we may again be into mid-summertime temperatures before the week is over. A little sizzle for September rolls on. 9 live sky cams across Kentucky, and all of them picking up on a little mix of sun and clouds. Farther east that you go, you've got a little more cloud cover than sun for the better part of the day, though the sun making an appearance late this afternoon for a lot of folks. Defender Radar Network, nothing is out there. A lot of juice across the East Coast, a little bit of juice across the Great Lakes. Sandwiched in between is the good old bluegrass state of Kentucky, and high pressure that is awfully warm and will continue to kind of heat it up over the next few days. What is left of Tropical Storm Julia is still here across the North Carolina coastline, not too far away from Myrtle Beach, as a matter of fact. Some of that moisture is going to try to return back toward the west, but again, it's running into that high pressure, so it's not going to get very far to the west. And because that system is there, cold front that is off to our west and northwest has nowhere to go. So it's going to try to move toward the east, but it's running up against Julia, or what's left of that tropical system that, as we mentioned Friday, is throwing up a big stop sign. 85 for a high tomorrow. Some areas will be a degree or two warmer than that. What about rainfall? Well, it's fall in the bluegrass state. A lot of times you don't get a lot of rain. This is one of those falls so far. Best chance right now appears to be on Monday. There's a chance on Saturday and a small chance Thursday into much of the area. Here's the hour-by-hour forecast. 8 o'clock through tomorrow morning, upper 50s to low 60s. A little fog will be out there, too. I don't think it's going to be as widespread as what we had this morning, but some at least patchy stuff will be noted tomorrow. Middle of tomorrow afternoon, middle 80s, that will show up. We'll drop it back towards 60-ish by Wednesday morning. You know the drill, valley fog. It's Groundhog Day all over again. Wednesday, it's another afternoon of mid and upper 80s. Let's go into Thursday. Can we change it up a little bit? Maybe southeastern Kentucky with an isolated shower or two around into the second half of the day. And again, those temperatures mid to upper 80s. A little bit of change does show up this weekend with what is known as a backdoor cold front. It means it's coming at us almost from the northeast to the southwest. That will get in here with some cooler air to start the day on Sunday. But you know what? That warmer stuff's going to fight back for at least a day or so. Second half of Sunday and into early Monday before another front makes its way toward the area. Here's the extended forecast. I think we've got a Upper 80 to around 90 left in the tank before the week is over. A little drop this weekend and another shower thunderstorm chance early next week. So that's really two fronts that will impact the weather. One on Saturday with a slight chance for a shower thunderstorm and another on Monday. Between now and then, it is still summertime. Let's check in with live drive traffic and Officer Don.
Well, a couple of things working. One is a collision at Tates Creek and Clearwater. Now, that is a non-injury crash. It has one lane of Tates Creek blocked, so it's not too crazy getting past that at the moment. Of course, downtown, we still have construction and a lane closure that they're working right now. That is not going to be a big problem getting past that one on Rose at Patterson Drive. Detours in place, of course. Drive times to Nicholasville, 12 minutes. Georgetown's 20 and Paris, 22. Now back to you in the studio.
Officer Don, thank you. Former UK and current NBA star Tayshaun Prince will be in town this week. He is here to attend the Kentucky Farm to Table dinner and help raise funds for a great cause. Deanne Stevens is out and about today. She joins us from Fasig-Tipton with more. Hi, Deanne.
Hey, good afternoon, guys. We are here at Fasig-Tipton, where we are preparing for a very fun event happening here Thursday night, all to benefit Special Olympics of Kentucky. Ben from the Kentucky Department of Agriculture is with us, and this is a special partnership between you guys and Tayshaun Prince, and an exciting one too, right? Happy to have him back in town.
Absolutely. It's great to have one of the greatest UK players back in town, and one that a lot of people don't know in the community continues to give back to Kentucky. And we've partnered with Tayshaun for about 5 years now, and excited to be able to raise the profile of Kentucky proud, but also to be able to give the proceeds from this great farm to table dinner to a wonderful organization like Kentucky Special Olympics.
Yeah, and I know Special Olympics is super excited about this partnership as well. Mark is with us from Special Olympics, and you said, I can't wait to try on those shoes.
I know they look a little big for me, but I think I could make it work out okay.
I think so too, and as long as we're raising money for Special Olympics, who cares if they fit, right?
Exactly, that's exactly right. We're excited to be a part of this and excited to have an opportunity to work with Tayshaun, and especially on an event that's unlike anything we've ever really done before with a farm to table dinner and things like this. So we're excited to have the opportunity, and all the money benefits Special Olympics Kentucky and our athletes. Tayshaun Prince has gotten involved with our athletes through an event they called the Dream Ride, which they just did, and some of our athletes went up to with him, had the opportunity to play basketball with him. So it's a neat experience for us to be involved in this for the first time and to get to work with Tayshaun.
So Tayshaun will be here Thursday night. Now you're asking what is on the menu. Kaylin is with us. You got to tell them this sounds like an interesting menu.
Yeah, so all the ingredients have been sourced locally. Kenny's cheeses, we've got Elmwood stock. We've been working all weekend collecting these items. Chef Cole from Cole's on Main is doing the food.
Yum.
Duck confit with waffles, a really yummy dessert with some local pawpaws, so it's going to be really good. Old 502 Winery out of Louisville, which is a Kentucky Proud wine, is doing the wine pairings, so you'll get a nice flavorful wine with each course, and it's going to be great.
Awesome. How do folks get tickets?
Tickets, they can go to the Kentucky Special Olympics website, which is soky.org. On the front page right there, you can find out all about the tickets. They're $75 a piece and 100% tax deductible, and there are a few left. So we hope folks will come and support and get to see Tayshaun too.
Awesome. An awesome night for a fantastic cause. Thursday night here at Fasig-Tipton. I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about. We'll have more coming up at 4:50. Back to you guys.
Researchers may have discovered a link between depression and diabetes. That's ahead in Better Living. And a warning about a popular painkiller and children. Tuesday night's Mega Millions jackpot is $15 million, and Wednesday night's Powerball jackpot is $40 million. It is time now for Better Living, health, education, and consumer news that impacts your life. Anyone wanting to get an early start fighting the flu will be able to starting Wednesday. Starting on Wednesday, the Lexington and Fayette County Health Department will be offering flu shots from 9 to 3 Monday through Thursday. No appointment is necessary. Each flu shot will cost you $30, and the health department has announced that they will be giving free flu shots on October 20th. The annual event will be from 4 to 7 at Consolidated Baptist Church. It's Andrews Center on Russell Cave Road, and at Southland Christian Church on Richmond Road. Pediatricians are urging parents and doctors to stop prescribing codeine to children. The American Academy of Pediatrics has found evidence linking the drug to deadly breathing reactions. Doctors say children metabolize the drug faster than adults and may experience dangerous reactions. Government researchers are linking depression and gestational diabetes. Scientists say women who feel depressed during the first 2 trimesters almost double their chance of developing gestational diabetes. The risk is even higher for depressed pregnant women who are obese. Many parents are skipping spoon-feeding pureed foods to their 6-month-old babies and instead letting them feed themselves solid foods. Now, a new study in pediatrics suggests babies fed this way are not more likely to choke than babies fed the traditional way. But researchers remind parents not to offer foods considered a choking hazard. Let's head over to Chris now for another check of this weather, and it's still pretty steamy for us.
Yeah,
Chris.
we're really going to crank it up again, Amber, in the coming days. Thermometers just will not calm down on us. All right, Eastern Kentucky, hey, much better shape. A lot of mid and upper 70s here, but we had to go through a lot of low clouds and fog this morning to get in on some of that cooler air. Breaking out into sunshine, those hot thermometers in Frankfort and Lexington already into the middle 80s. We look at your Defender radar network, nothing that is out there into most of the area. We could still squeeze out a sprinkle in the far east, but overall, summer puts in some extra work as we get ready to flip the calendar to fall. We'll talk about the possibility of another 90-degree high temperature day just ahead on WKYT News at 4:30, and it starts right now.